What is up, everybody? This is Motor Racing Podcast, the preview hub. This is something new for Fridays. As you know, we have 3 shows. So gave us the idea to call it Motor Racing Podcast, courtesy of our own Kevin Marble. At the bottom, we have Don Allen at the bottom. He is our special guest today.
Good evening, everyone.
We're going to be looking at COTA. Zilic is on the pole for tomorrow's truck race at COTA.
Who's on the pole?
All right. Connor Zilic.
Oh, okay. Right on.
Yeah.
What's interesting is Ross Chastain is in that grid, too.
Yes, he is.
Is Ross running the truck race this weekend?
He
I
is.
believe I saw his truck out there.
Yep, he's in the 45.
For Nice Motorsports?
Yes, correct. That'll be an interesting to watch out for. I'd probably go with Ross if he does well with qualifying today and practice.
Just extra track time.
Yeah. But he's capable of winning in that truck.
He's
Once
just
again,
like
Motor Racing Podcast is sponsored by. And once again, Motor Racing Podcast is sponsored by Wendy's, America's favorite fast food chain. I'm just joking, y'all. Anyway, I don't think there's anybody else racing this weekend other than Formula One and NASCAR at COTA. Formula One is only going to have 19.
Jordan, you might have to fix your connection, buddy. You're coming in and out.
As car had been withdrawn. Get back on, okay?
All right, until we get Jordan back. Dawn, you said you're headed out to COTA this weekend. So, tell us a little bit about it. You were there last summer, correct?
You're going to have to ask me one more time, but I think our connection was bad.
Okay. So, COTA, you were there last spring?
Yes, I was. Man, what an incredible show all weekend.
Well, tell us a little bit about it, man. We don't get much behind the scenes stuff, on TV. So tell us a little bit about it.
Being there in person, it's a completely different animal. I think it's the longest road course, the Cup and Xfinity. I think everybody runs that. And it's the longest road course, I think, at 3.5 miles. The show is incredible. I mean, if you love strategy, if you love beating and banging, we don't get as much of that sometimes on the ovals and the big track. So, man, if you want a good time, head out to Austin because that venue, everything about it's amazing.
So Tyler Reddick wins the race last year.
How many overtimes? Man, the overtimes were crazy.
Oh, I know. Kyle Busch only needed that one more spot, son.
Yep.
But
yep,
we had a fast car last year. So COTA, since they've gone, I will say every race at COTA so far has been an entertaining race. It's been awesome. It's been a nail biter. Minus the downpour a couple years ago that just made it a complete disaster.
Yep, and your boy was there. Your boy was there live for it. That was actually my first NASCAR race ever that I got to experience.
Oh man, and that stinks! Oh, in the pouring rain.
Well, we're a part of history. I mean, that was the first time Cup guys were running in the rain. They had their treaded tires on. I mean, and there was the first time in I think maybe 18 years that they had a single file restart. They changed that in the middle of the race to do single file to kind of get everybody separated.
On a road course, yeah, I remember that. There's so many that long straightaway that they have down there that holds so much speed before they come up through the final curves for the front stretch. Yep. No lights. The downpour being so heavy and the rooster tails coming off the back of those cars.
Hey,
what's up?
Can you open this?
Yes, ma'am. Man, it was a mess, but to see what they created with these. Okay. To see what they created, a lot of people don't like the road courses, but I think COTA is one of the most challenging road courses I think that these guys go to. Are you good now, Jordan? No? Okay.
That's fine. Yeah. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Can you hear me now? Cool.
All good.
I'm just
Is he back in? You were bringing up really good points about Coda, and I'd like to elaborate.
No,
on
you're
it.
all right. Yeah, Jordan, you're still having issues, buddy. No,
Because I
but
muted my mic. That's why.
oh, okay. I'm sorry. It didn't show you muted on the screen. That's why I didn't know that. I'm sorry. So Coda produces a whole nother challenges for these Cup drivers. Man, I was watching footage earlier that NASCAR posted from Reddick last year leading laps. The way that his feet, they had the camera on his feet, and through the S's and everything else, just the way, I mean, all the motions between the clutch and the gas and the brake, and hearing getting out of the gas and just feathering the throttle just a little bit and then hammer on and off. I don't think I've ever heard those Cup guys do that much up and down shifting and feathering with the throttle at any other track, I mean, a road course at all, than Coda. So I think Coda brings out a lot of the technicality in a lot of these drivers. And then everybody's still trying to get a handle on this new car. I think this is going to be, what, year 2 on Coda with a new car?
We are in year 3, I believe, because 22 was when Ross won, and then Reddick won last year.
That's right.
So Ross got his first win with Trackhouse Racing, and then Reddick. So
I mean, the new car, I preferred the racing with the new car on the road courses now than I did the Gen 6 car.
Absolutely.
Especially with, I think and it's not just Coda, it's road courses in general, just because of the bigger brake package on this car. The brake packages, the brake package, and the the braking points, especially at the very top of that hill with the elevation change off the front stretch. Yep. It's all interesting, man. There's so much room on this track for so many passing points, to use the bumper to slide in and take positions away from people. The technicality of the racing at Coda, I think, is what I enjoy the most out of Coda. It's just the technicality. It's I mean, you go from the start of the race and you'll have ooh-ah moments through there. And then just progressively the racing gets better and better, especially with the pit strategy. Yep. It just, there's a lot of people that don't care for the road courses, me being one of them. But Coda, I think it can't be labeled under a typical road course. No. It's like you said, it's a different animal.
Yep. It's technically an F1 track. It was technically built for Formula One.
Yeah, back in 2012. Correct.
A lot of, Formula One, all Formula One really is, because I don't think Formula One does any oval racing. It's all technical racing. And for the drivers, for that, to bring it over to NASCAR for a little bit of that, I'm glad it's back, and I hope it stays on the schedule. Yes. I would hate to lose Coda, just because it produces so much of a good race. And there's so many drivers that you wouldn't expect to win a road course race, like Tyler Reddick. Not really running really good on any of the other road courses, but man, Coda.
He won Road America the season before, if I remember. And did he win Indy, if I remember correctly, the road course in Indy? Or was
he did. Maybe
it was Almond.
So with the road courses, but if you look at the way that the Indy road course is set up, it's the high pin turns, especially the braking areas, the big braking area down behind the front stretch, down behind the pit lane. That through there, and then the technical corner when you're coming back out onto the track before you hit the pits, the hairpin braking and all that stuff.
So technical right now, the NASCAR Xfinity Series. So right now, the NASCAR Xfinity Series is in the middle of their practice session for the Focus Health 250. Right now, your practice time speeds are Kyle Larson in the 17. Best time is 1:32.34. Best speed of 92 miles per hour. Sam Mayer in second. Ty Gibbs is in third. What's that douchebag doing? Never mind. Eddie Allmendinger is fourth. Cole Custer is fifth. Austin Hill sixth. Parker Klingerman seventh. Brandon Jones eighth. John Hunter Nemechek is ninth, running in this weekend's race. And Daniel Kvyat is running in the 07 this weekend at Coda. So
what team is the 07?
So far, only 20 cars are on the lead lap. Are on the practice track round right now.
Okay. So not everybody's been out yet.
No,
so
not
those
yet.
are top 10 speeds. So what are we
Yeah.
looking at? Jordan, do you have the speeds from last year to see if there's any difference?
I can try. I don't think I do. Let me pull up last year's schedule. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm on NASCAR's website. Hold on. Let me just pull up last
Don,
year's schedule.
you're down there in Austin right now, aren't you?
I'm not in Austin. I'm in San Antonio right now. I'm gonna drive up in the morning, first thing.
So what's the weather up there looking like for COTA for this weekend?
The weather is perfect. Tomorrow looks like it's gonna be sunny in the 70s, and
Woo!
Sunday will be a little bit more cloudy, but the temperature is still gonna be in the 70s. So it's gonna be beautiful for racing.
Was it a little warmer last year?
Last year was warm in the sun, but it felt perfect in the shade. So where I was set up, I was able to get under the bridge in the S's, and so there was a nice breeze coming through every time the cars went by. So the weather
Okay.
was
Okay, so to answer your question for last year's, AJ Allmendinger's top practice speed was 90 miles per hour. Kyle Larson today is 92. And the best time was 135. Kyle Larson hit the best time of 132 so far
130.
today.
Okay, so
That's about the
last
same
time
as last year.
kept the speed up on newer tires. I'm sure that pace will fall
Yeah.
off as the tire wear comes in.
Were those the times
Yeah.
from last year? Did I mishear that?
That was the times from last year because William Byron was in the 17 last year and his total lap time was 135.507 and
Okay.
his best speed was 90.5.
Okay.
So that was he was second. AJ Allmendinger was 90.8. So the speeds are lifted in. We go to the speeds for fuck out of my way. Fucking pop-up ads. By the way, just so you know, man, we're unfiltered on this damn show. I don't give a fuck.
If you didn't catch last week's show, man, you caught. We went over, earlier this week, Wednesday's show. We went over the mess about Bristol.
Was
Talk
it
about
I was-
unfiltered.
I was
it
in
a mess
Bristol
or was it a good
Saturday.
accident?
Well, I was
So-
in Bristol Saturday and Sunday. It was just a mess.
Okay.
So go check out on the YouTube page of that episode. So here is your starting lineup for tomorrow's XCal 225 NASCAR Cup and Truck Series race. You have Connor Zilich in first, Corey Heim second, Taylor Gray third, Nicholas Sanchez fourth, Ross Chastain Melon Man starting in fifth, Jack Hawksworth, the IndyCar driver and sports car driver, starting sixth, and the number one Tricon Garage Toyota, Tanner Gray in seventh, Lane Riggs eighth, Ty Majeski 9th, Christian Eckes 10th, Rajin Caruth 11th, Tyler Ankrum 12th, Stuart Friesen 13th, Grant Enfinger 14th, Bailey Curry 15th, Chase Purdy is 16th, Dean Thompson 17th, Ty Dillon starting 18th. I still don't understand why he's in that truck. Stephen Parsons 19th, the stupidest name in racing, Lawless Allen is 20th, Matt Crafton 21st, Jack Wood 22nd, Daniel Dye 23rd, 24th is Matt Mills, 25th is Garcia, 26th is Brett Holmes, Timmy Hills in 27th, Marco Andretti making his NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series debut this season, 28th, Connor Furch, 29th, my boy Ben Rhodes all the way down in 34th, Thad Moffat 35th, and then you got Spencer Boyd, Vincent Salas, Mason Massey, and Dale Quarley rounding out your top 35.
And so I guess Ben Rhodes had to have had some sort of a change in order to be that far back, or is he just running weak times this weekend?
Let's see what his qualifying time was.
It's a blue oval, so he's probably running shit times.
What the fuck up, bitch?
Hey,
He
a blue
made-
oval won last
He
year.
made
in the-
zero. He made 0 lap times.
Oh, that's
Okay, so
right.
they-
Because who was driving the third? It wasn't Todd Gilliland that won it last year, was it?
Zane Smith, and he burned it down on the front stretch.
That's right. And then I think it was Todd Gilliland. Was it the year before last?
Yeah.
Todd Gill. Okay, so that 38 truck. Well, then I wouldn't count that 38 truck out this week.
Yeah.
If they've had speed, they've won the last 2 truck races at COTA. I wouldn't count that 38 front row
Mhm.
motorsports truck out this weekend.
Yeah.
So Ben Rhodes got 0 times. So I'm not sure what happened there.
So he must be having problems ever since they unloaded. That's interesting.
Yeah.
We'll have to look
But-
more into that.
Yeah, I have to look more into that as myself. But as it looks right now for what do we got? So far for practice right now for holy shit, Shane Van Gisberg has the fastest lap time of 1:34
Yeah,
Seven.
let's go SVG.
His speed is 91.1. I mean, he's a road course specialist. Of course, he's going to do. There you go, Trackhouse, baby.
Hey, this
The
is from Coach.
worldwide. Nice. There's the watermelon stains on it.
I wish. God. Man, when he did that melon, the tower, when he went up to the tower to drop that melon, that was some good stuff. And loud.
Oh, I bet.
So last year I was on the outside. This year I'll be on the inside, and we'll see how that goes.
Maybe there's still a little bit of a breeze. There'll be a little bit of a breeze still there.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, the whole venue. We went in May for the inaugural season when it rained, and of course it was. I think it was in the 60s, just with how much clouds were over
That
the.
cup race that year was a hot mess.
Tell you what, man,
Mark Truck Jr. is lucky to be alive.
Yeah, it was interesting for sure. It was live. It was entertaining. I can't see it being as much fun on TV. Being there in person, it put on a really good show as far as racing and the drivers trying to figure out what the hell to do. Right? It was such a new loophole that they had to jump through to figure this thing out. And most of them, I think it was Austin Cindric, I think he was running that third Penske car, ran away at the beginning of the race, and he didn't even switch to rain tires. He stayed on his slicks until basically he had to switch, But he had like a 40-second lead because everybody else came in for rain tires. It put on a good show. And then, of course, the last 2 years following it up. So I don't expect anything short of just another great show this weekend.
Well, so far, what was it? 2311 was pretty dominant in last year's COTA race. Bubba Wallace, I don't know if he led laps last year, but I know he got a good top 10 finish last year.
I think he was involved in that wreck early with Jimmy Johnson, and he was out in the first couple of laps. Reddick was the one that finished first for 2311.
Well, that's what I was saying. Bubba Wallace, between practice and qualifying, ran top 10. Gotcha. And then the first couple laps, Bubba top 10 until that incident there.
Yes,
so I still feel practice and qualifying haven't happened for Cup just yet. No. But I'm sure with all the notes from last year, 2311 will probably unload with some good speed. And if they don't, I'm sure that had something to do with the simulator.
Yeah, see, I can agree with that. I'm a big Bubba Wallace supporter. And people are like, you know what? It doesn't matter who you support. It's a matter who can win and drive a race car. Bubba Wallace can drive a damn race car.
Facts.
Sure, the stuff in 2020 and 2021 kind of went a little overboard. But you know what, though? You can't stop a driver from competing just because people don't like him. Everybody's going to have driver haters. That is awesome. And it's like when people was like, oh, Bubba can never win a race. But yet he won Talladega. Then he won 2 races on his own without the help by the rain. So it's like he can prove that he can race. But with time consuming, let's go ahead and get weekend predictions out the way. Let's see. So I think for the Xfinity race, I'm going to go with SVG. Even though I'm Hailie Deegan fan, I'm still going to pull for my girl. But I think SVG can pull it off this weekend at COTA due to what the hell he did in Chicago last year.
Yeah, go ahead and take that.
Yeah, well, I mean, with SVG, he wins the Chicago street race last year. He comes over from Supercars this year to take a full-time Xfinity ride. And what do? They pretty much do nothing but road and street courses anyways, correct? So COTA, being a technical racetrack that it is, same racetrack he'd be used to driving these supercars on, I think SVG has got an advantage. And if he's not at the top of your list as far as a fantasy pick goes this weekend, you need to put him in your garage because I think SVG is going to be up there running and leading laps, if not winning this race.
Absolutely. I gotta copy you guys exactly. Unless they give us a reason to not cheer for SVG tomorrow, that guy's pretty much got it locked up. We have no information to go against what he's shown us so far. So
exactly.
What's scary is he's finishing well in these oval races, and he doesn't even have experience on. That's what's scary.
It's just like that, right? Like for example, Daytona. For example, he he almost missed a Daytona race, but Arca said, "Get your ass out there and just run some damn laps," which he did, despite his
Yep.
car being a little wobbly. I mean, he
Oh,
still went out there and ran some laps, qualified for Daytona, and raced his ass off. He almost won the damn thing, to be exact.
Oh yeah, and to be completely honest, he's running full season this year, and he's eligible for the playoffs and for a championship. So I'm
Yeah.
going to go ahead and say it now. As far as the championship 4 goes, SVG is going to be in the championship 4 at the end of the year at Phoenix.
Damn right.
I have
I'm gonna
no
go-
reason not to believe he wouldn't be with the way he's shown us the first 10th of the season.
Correct. Now, we've got the XPEL 250 that's also being run tomorrow at Coda for the Truck Series. As I'm looking at this list, I'm going to go with last week's winner, Christian Eckes.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. You first, please.
Well, Christian Eckes, like I said, I was at Bristol last week. Christian Eckes has had some fast trucks. Every week so far, they've unloaded with speed. I don't know what the issue. Who was the guy? Who was in the Napa truck last year? Derek Kraus, wasn't it?
Nope, it was Christian Eckes.
It was Derek Kraus was in the 19 truck last year, wasn't it?
Eckes was in the 19 last year, I believe.
Was it the last
It
year?
was huge. It was 2022 when he was in the 19. Eckes was in the 19 last year.
Well, see, and that just proves to me that, Christian Eckes goes from driving a Kyle Busch Motorsports truck, and then he wins with, who was it? Was it Thor Sport that he won with at Vegas?
Yes, it was Thor Sport. Yep.
Dominant
And then he made the
with
switch to
Toyota like he was over at KBM, and then granted, they switched over to Chevrolet, and he's had speed all year. So, I don't think anybody had anything that could have competed with Christian Eckes and Kyle Busch last weekend. But I would agree Christian Eckes is probably going to have speed. But like I said earlier, I think I'm going to have to go with that Front Row Motorsports 38 truck. They've had speed at Coda the last couple years, and
definitely
bringing in those same notes, man. That's going to have to be my pick.
I mean, and I think the sleeper, nobody should sleep on Marco Andretti because he knows that track.
Nope. Yep.
He knows that track, so he could have a chance to come around and win because he's racing car at that track since he started racing at Indy there. So I won't be surprised if Marco Andretti somehow finds his way up into the top 5 by the end of the race tomorrow.
I could give him a top 5 if he stays clean, if he stays out of trouble. Sometimes those
Absolutely.
Sometimes those truck races can get a little out of hand, especially at the road courses.
Oh, absolutely.
And then at Coda, definitely, with the speeds, and like I was talking about earlier, the hardcore braking points, the track's wide enough that you can hit a braking point 3 wide.
Absolutely.
So I mean,
they have.
And it produces really good races. So I mean, this weekend we have people that have run up front in all the series here at Coda, and they've had good weeks, showed up with good speed today for this weekend. But I think it's still going to be a toss-up. These are going to be my picks, but I believe this weekend could be anybody's weekend with the technical racetrack. But like I said, with the truck series, I think I'm gonna have to go with that 38 Front Row Motorsports truck.
Okay.
Yep.
I think if we're putting, you got to put money down on it or whatever the case is, give me Ross, man. That guy can wheel like we haven't seen somebody wheel all the series. The guy can just drive race cars. He's proved it at all levels. We've seen him win at Coda before. Give me Ross at the road course.
That's a good pick.
So SVG is racing the Cup Series this weekend.
Did Trackhouse put it?
He's racing the Colleague number 16.
Oh, okay. Right on.
Oh, shit.
I thought Allmendinger was going to run that car. Is he in the 10?
He's in the 13.
13. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how about
that?
that?
SVG, oh Lord, SVG on a technical road course like that in another one of these Cup cars where he already knows he can win in one of these Cup cars.
And
you give that man right there confidence, and you put him in a Cup car, especially in a Colleague car for Matt Colleague. Okay, so the Cup Series, I'm a Kyle Busch fan through and through, and I know we do pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and say SVG is going to be my pick this weekend for the Cup Series as well. You can't put a
All
technical racer like SVG in a Cup car like that, winning at Chicago, and then put him in a car, a winning car for that matter, at a technical
Exactly.
racetrack like COTA. So there's my pick for Cup Series. I'm SVG. I say if he, well, it's really not going to be a sweep because he's not running the trucks, but I say he'll sweep the Xfinity and the Cup Series race this weekend.
All right. And due to time constraints, we will speed things along. I say for my pick, I'm going with our future, and when I say future, Kevin knows what I'm talking about. Future supporter of Motor Racing Podcast, driver of the number 8 RCR, Kyle Busch is going to take Sunday's race.
Look, I can vouch for that. Which it's going to be come down between Colleague Racing with SC RCR. They've had RCR's got good super speedway speed. They've got good road course speed. So I won't be sad. I won't be sad if Kyle wins the race. I mean,
I'll be happy if Austin Cindric wins because that's my boy.
Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir. What about you, Don?
All right, we're going with the Cup guys this time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I can't believe we haven't mentioned this guy's name once, right? And it's weird because he's proven he's won at a lot of road courses and in a hurry. I'm not a Hendrick fan. Doesn't matter. The dude can drive road courses. He's looking for a bounce back.
Oh, Chase Elliott.
Chase Elliott, man. I think he might. I think he's going to finally turn the corner and get back on that horse because we haven't seen him accomplish very much in a year and a half. So let's see what he gives us tomorrow.
That's true. All right, so Kevin, you know what I'm about to say. We got the Australian Grand Prix tomorrow. Calling it now. Max Verstappen wins it all the way.
Look, I have to. I can't stand Max Verstappen.
Neither can I. I'm a
if
Sergio
he
Perez
wins
guy.
every race this season, I am boycotting F1. I'm telling you right now.
You and everybody else.
My boy Lewis Hamilton. I think we get it figured out this week with Ferrari. I think we get it figured out, and I think Lewis Hamilton.
Ferrari? You mean Mercedes?
Mercedes, sorry. I'm sorry. He's not with Ferrari just yet. Not just yet. Mercedes. Yes, I think Lewis Hamilton gets it done this weekend for Team Mercedes.
Yeah, he brought up Lewis Hamilton. That's a great point. It's hard to go against what Max is doing in Formula One. Nobody has an answer. Nobody has an answer. Until he proves us wrong, then we just got to keep picking him. I got to go with Max.
Yep.
Somehow
Right.
Max that team has got something figured out that nobody else got. Because I believe with Formula One, unlike NASCAR, that Formula One, they don't have to share all their S&T data with other teams, do they?
Correct. No, they are all
So-
private.
So all that stuff's private. So whatever he's got figured out is working for him. And if he continues to use it, I'm sure I'll go ahead and call it right now. As much as I would hate to see it, Max Verstappen will win the F1 championship this year if he keeps going.
Yep. And with that, before we sign off, Sebastian Vettel, former F1 champion, is officially back behind the wheel. He is a testing driver for Porsche Penske to test a Le Mans car to possibly race in the 24 Hours of Le Mans this year. I'm Jordan Balasica. This is Kevin Marble. This is Don Allen. This has been Motorsport. Ugh, I almost fucked that up. Motor Racing Podcast, the Preview Hub. We'll see you all on Tuesday. Enjoy the races this weekend. 45 Melon Man.
Y'all take care. Be safe.